Hello, everybody, and welcome to the evening edition of Webinar Swaps. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are across this gorgeous earth of ours. It is great to be here. It's better to have halitosis than no breath at all, and I'm breathing on the right side of the dirt this morning, and I feel fantastic. It's great. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Rich Willens. You're listening to Webinar Swaps as we are broadcasting live from the eye of the tiger, the eye of the storm, just outside of New Orleans, in that little desert barren area, the mass between New Orleans and Mobile, Alabama, called Mississippi, where we're broadcasting live tonight from Biloxi, just outside of Biloxi, a town called Ocean Springs. You are all welcome here. Please come by and say hello. In the Gulf of Mexico, where we are experiencing Hurricane Isaac. But we've made it. It's a little windy tonight, but I think we've come through. I think it'll be business as usual tomorrow. We'll clean up. We'll pick up. The one thing that's nice about people from Mississippi, they're respectful, and they help each other, and they're kind. And that's why I like living here between the mass of land between New Orleans and Mobile. Anyway, our guest tonight is going to teach us everything we need to know. Now, a lot of people are out there teaching you on how to do Kindle, how to promote, publish, create, and you could get such a mishmash of information you don't really know where to go. Well, tonight our guest has put it all together in a great program. You are certainly going to love it. What's more important, if you're an author or if you are somebody who's an aspiring author, this is the program that you need to see. Please welcome to the program tonight our guest, Mr. Chris Lockwood. Welcome to the program, Chris. How are you tonight?
Hey, I'm doing fine. How you doing, Rich?
You know what? Thank you. I'm doing great and getting better now. Looking forward to it all week. When I heard you earlier this afternoon for our European crowd, it just sparked me. Not only was I excited about getting the replay, but I couldn't wait till tonight because I felt like there was something I might have missed, and I didn't want to miss anything because the information you delivered this afternoon not only over-delivered, but it gave me all the information I need to create, publish, promote best-selling Kindle books. You're the man. So welcome to the program. You're very welcome.
I've actually put a little bit more info in than was in here this afternoon, so there may be an extra slide or two with some more stuff.
I might look a little funny with my ears glued to the speakers, but I'm going to go ahead and take some notes as well. I'm going to put you on speaker.
We can't actually see you, so that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And if you need me, just scream Rich, 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 Rich. I'm usually about 6 seconds away.
Okay.
And I'll be more than happy to jump in and help you out. I got your breathing down pat, so Chris, take it away. It's all yours.
All right. Thanks a lot, Rich. Well, I am Chris Lockwood, and this is how to create, publish, and promote best-selling Kindle books. Now, I'm going to go ahead and assume everybody doesn't know who I am or what I've done, so here's a little bit about me. I've started publishing ebooks way back in 2002, which in internet terms is like the Flintstones era. That's a real long time ago. And I published my own ebooks and those by others. I've done pretty much all you can do with ebooks. And I've also published membership sites and so forth, but pretty much everything I've done online falls in that category for the past 10 years or so. Now, a while back I got a Kindle, but I didn't publish for it for about a year because the low prices of the books scared me away. You know, I got so used to selling ebooks at the higher prices of $20, $30, $40 or so, and I'd see how low price they were on Kindle and think that you couldn't make much on Kindle because of the low. I've heard other people say this too, who should know better, but it's obviously not true. There are authors that have sold, there's a few that have sold, self-published authors for 1 million copies of Kindle books on their own. Even at 99 cents, that's a lot of cash. Now, to get it and see that this is not, the Kindle market is not just another place to sell ebooks, and I'll get into that more in a little bit here. So once I got started with Kindle, most of the books under my name have hit #1 in their categories. I've hit #1 at least 7 times on various Kindle charts, bestsellers, hot new releases, top rated. Some of my books rank #1 for searches on Amazon, even in non-book categories. Sometime when you're on Amazon, not right now, but some other time, search on Amazon for the term membership site and see if a book by me doesn't come up. It comes up when I've done it on either, not just the bookstore, not just Kindle books, but all of Amazon, and also odd categories like automotive, jewelry, baby products. And you may wonder, who cares about that? Well, if they're searching on a term related to my book, I want them to be able to find it, regardless of where they're searching at. Because a lot of people may not know understand when they're searching on Amazon, there's a little box there that you can tell it which department to search. People may not realize that's there. They may think they're searching the whole site or just searching the bookstore. So I want them to be able to find my book if they're searching on a related term. So that's always good to do. And search is going to be one of the main ways that people find your book to buy it, because like I always say, they can't buy your book if they can't find it. So I've helped others do similar things with their books, as you'll see. Here's a little bit of proof and motivation. I always advise people, whenever you do something online that's you think it's good, take a screenshot of it so you have proof so you can go back later and remember that you did it, whether you show it to other people or not. So here's some screenshots of when I hit #1 with various books here. Like I said, I just like to save these for myself, even if I never showed it to anyone else, just to remind myself that it actually took place. So here's one of the guys that actually probably the first person that I helped with his book after I got started with mine. This is Chris Hughes, and he's got a juggling book out on Kindle, which may seem like an odd topic, that how are you going to learn to juggle from a Kindle book, but you actually can, because he has videos on it, and he took still frames from the videos, put those into Kindle books so you can see like exactly where his hands are at each step in the process, so you can see how to do it much better than a really good drawing would show you. It's much better to look at the still frame. So here's what Chris had to say. I've got to give Chris props. I had written a book for my juggling course and had no idea what to do to get it up on Amazon as a Kindle book. After going through his steps and following them exactly as he described, I got my book up on Amazon, and I'm now #1 on all of Amazon for my keyword. And this is the guy this is his experience when he told me this. That's what kind of made me realize it's important to rank well, not just in the Kindle store for your term, but if you can, on all of Amazon, because you never know where people are searching. Because somebody that finds his juggling book, they may be searching in toys or games or some other category looking for juggling supplies, but if his book comes up highly, then they'll see his book even though they weren't searching for a book, and some of them will end up buying it because it's low priced and it fits in with what they were searching on. So what's the big deal about Kindle anyway, if you're not already sure? It's pretty hard to go to Amazon.com or turn on the TV without seeing a Kindle. Certainly anytime you go to Amazon, Kindle's all over the place. If you watched American TV, any channel that has commercials, you're probably going to see a Kindle ad sooner or later. They've been running them for at least a couple of years since I've been seeing them. They've sold millions of Kindles. They haven't released exact sales figures, but it has to be at least in the tens of millions, because I know around Christmas time they reported that they were selling about 1 million of them a week. So if you figure they've been out a few years, they had to have sold at least tens of millions of them. And I'm sure that if you could see a graph of their sales, it's probably going up even more and more as the prices have come down, as more people become aware of them. Because when the Kindle first came out, it was kind of almost like the iPad. It was kind of one of those seen as like a toy for really upscale people because they were several $100s, but now you can get one as low as $79 as an entry-level model now, and I think you'll probably be able to get them even cheaper in the future. So they're getting into the hands of more and more people as the prices come down, which just means you have a bigger and bigger audience to sell your books to. The Kindle's been the top-selling product on Amazon since it first came out. I don't see that changing anytime soon. You can also buy Kindles at Walmart, Best Buy. Staples sells them. I think Office Depot sells them. You find them at pawn shops, which means that lower-income people are getting them. Because think about who would be selling off an item at a pawn shop. It tends to be someone that needs cash, which tends to be someone that doesn't make a lot. So if someone like that had a Kindle, that tells me that Kindle is kind of trickling down to the lower income brackets. It's no longer just a toy for the affluent folks. In fact, speaking of pawn shops, I got my Kindle Fire at a pawn shop. They're normally $199 at Amazon or anywhere else. I got one for $109. So if you want a Kindle or Kindle Fire, you might try your local pawn shop and see if you can get a good deal. It's as good as new. It wasn't brand new, but it was pretty close to new. Somebody had done very little with it. All I had to do was wipe off the screen, wipe some fingerprints off. It's a touch screen, so it's going to be fingerprints on it anyways. But it's pretty much good as new for just a little over half of the regular price. Also, there are a lot of other companies that have ebook readers out now, like Barnes & Noble with the Nook. Very similar to Kindle. If you go into a Barnes & Noble bookstore, you'll see them prominently featured in there where people can go in and play with them and maybe get hooked on them. Apple has the iPad, of course, and an iBook store. You can also read Kindle books on the Kindle format on an iPad, as well as Apple's own format. Sony has its own line of ebook readers, and so do other companies. So this concept isn't going away. Let's say the unthinkable